Okay, fine. The table is bigger. I was thinking that the fire pit might look something like this. Like that. And then it would have...
And then, this is at camping. There are chairs outside. And then trees. And bushes like at Uncle Kevin's.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
And even a fire pit that is made out of marble, like made of the same material as the sink, a wood-burning fireplace made out of that material, then would it still smell like smoke if a wind blow it and you could smell the ashes, even if it was the same material, made out of the same material as marble, like the same material out as the sink, is then, if it was not lit, could you still smell like that? Is it like that, even though it's a marble fire pit?
Well, if it's a marble fire pit, what's on fire?
The wood.
Right.
So.
And if it's a brick fireplace, what's on fire?
The wood.
Right. And if it's a metal fireplace, what's on fire?
The wood.
Right. So what would you smell in any of those fires?
Would a marble fire pit still smell like that, even if it was made out of marble?
Well, I'm asking you. What do you think? What's burning? The marble or the wood?
The wood. So do you think it would, even though it's not like? Because sometimes you can still smell a fire pit when it isn't even lit. You can smell the ashes and all that stuff.
Yes, but you're just smelling the ashes. Yes, you're smelling the remnants of the ashes. You're not smelling the fireplace itself, right?
Right. So would you still smell that in a marble fire pit or a
yes,
fireplace?
whether it's made of... You could make a fireplace out of cement.
It doesn't matter what it's...
Right, because it's what gives the smell is the fuel.
Right.
The fuel that you burn, which is...
The wood.
Right. So it's always going to smell like burning wood.
Maybe when I grow up I can make a fire pit out of marble, like the sink can light lots of flame. Maybe it can be in big marble.
Yes, you could...
Really, even if the fire pit is made out of... If a wood-burning fireplace is made of marble and you start a fire in the marble fireplace that is made... A fireplace that is made of the same material, like marble, then would the marble get black like in a wood fireplace?
Yes. And why do you think it gets black?
I don't think a marble... Why would it... Oh, maybe. Why would a marble pit get black like a brick fire pit?
I think I know. I have a reason.
Yeah.
Can you think of a reason why it gets black?
Well, the heat. Is it that if it's made of marble, why is it that? If it...
Okay, well, I'll tell you. When you light wood on fire, well, what happens to the wood that goes on fire?
It burns.
Yes, and what color does it turn? After the fire is all gone out and there's little pieces of it left, what color is it?
Black.
Right, and it's also crumbly and dusty, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That dust is called, do you remember what that dust is called? I think I'm going to write a word down. What is that dust called?
It's called...
Starts with a S.
Soot. You mean
Oh yes! Soot.
You mean when there's so much heat it causes soot?
Well, when the fire burns the wood. And when the wood burns, there's a chemical reaction which changes the wood from what it used to be into carbon. Well, it turns it into carbon dioxide and water. And I think also there are little bits of carbon left. And that carbon is the black stuff that's left after the wood burns. And it gets crumbles into little dust, and that dust is called soot.
Right.
And it sticks to the wall of the fireplace, right?
Right.
And soot is also in the smoke. When fire burns, inside the smoke of the fire is soot.
Right.
And when it coats the outside of the fireplace, it touches the outside of the fireplace and just sticks there, and it turns black.
So if the wall is really hot, soot goes on.
Yes, well, if there were a fire here, if this didn't start on fire, if the smoke kept hitting it, it would start to get black because the soot from the smoke would stay on the wall.
Right.
So that's why all fireplaces...
Smoke makes soot?
That's right. There is soot inside the smoke. There's little pieces of dust, carbon dust.
So dust can... Well, how would the dust stick to a marble fireplace if you light it?
Well, it is pretty sticky. Soot is pretty sticky. You've noticed how it kind of sticks in our fire pit along the walls. And remember when you touch it, and then you touch your, what color does your hand get?
It doesn't seem very black in our fire pit.
Well, I do know when you fool around, when you play in our fire pit, what happens to your hands?
They get black.
Right. And then you touch your face. You touch your face, and what color does your face get?
Black.
Right. So that stuff is sticky. So no matter what the fireplace is made of, the soot will eventually start to coat. So whether it's made of marble, or if the fireplace is made of cement, or brick, or anything else, soot will begin to get on it, and it turns black.
Oh. Yes, and Grandma's wood burning fireplace at her house, that fireplace, sometimes when I'm at Grandma's house, when there's wind, I can smell the smoke. When this time I was at Grandma's house and I smelt the smoke from her fire. I thought that there was a real fire going when I smelt that, because it smelled like a real fire going, and then I asked Grandma's, there a fire going in the fire pit? And she said, no, I think it's just that the fireplace is making all that smoke. The fireplaces have, I think it's the fireplace that's smelling like that when the wind blows, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yes, so even when a fireplace or fire pit is not, it can still smell like that.
Yes, if the wind comes and stirs up some of that soot will have that smoky smell also.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna... Do you think this gives you the feeling of a real fire? This gives you the feeling of a real fire?
Well, let me check. My hands aren't getting any warmer.
Wait. Do you get that feeling when you think about it? When you think about it, do you get the real feeling of a real fire when you look at this?
I don't know if I get the feeling. Is it hot? Like
well,